Sakal मीडिया ग्रुप के एमडी और चेयरमैन एडवाइजरी काउंसिल 3rd भारतीय छात्र संसद श्री अभिजीत पवार जी, उनका भी यहाँ बहुत बहुत स्वागत, अभिनंदन हमारे मंच पर। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Respected dignitaries on the dais and my dear student friends, I'm really thankful that I've been called on to speak now, because I was wondering that if more time goes by and I'm the last speaker to speak, I hope that I would not be saying I'm the only dignitary on the dais. So I have some requests before I speak on the topic that I've asked to speak on. You see, some of you are clapping during the speech, in between. So my request is to clap a little softer, because there are some in the audience who are really trying hard to sleep. So you're disturbing them. I know it's been a long and tiring day for you, so I'm going to talk of some 10 Guru Mantras that many of my politician friends, not who are present on the dais, but some of them who are there in politics today are following. And I would like to quote a few of them. You see, some of them have realized that money is not everything, but there's MasterCard and Visa too. They're getting more sophisticated. Those who are concerned about welfare of animals, they love animals because they believe they're tasty too. Those who are concerned about water are seriously into saving water because they're drinking on the rocks. Mr. Ujjwal Nikam mentioned about fruits and wisdom. Well, some of them have realized that fruits are healthy, so leave it for the sick. Some of them seriously believe that books are holy, so don't touch them. Some of them also believe in love thy neighbor, and they don't get caught. And if they get caught, they know that Ujjwal Nikam is going to chase them. Some of them actually believe that hard work never killed anyone, but why take a chance? And why do something today when it can be done tomorrow, especially by someone else? And finally, many of the politicians, I think one of the resolutions you do, Rahul, is that they must be married. And the reason is that happiness is not everything in life. I'm actually very happily married. My wife is not here, so I can have the courage to see all this. Now, so coming back to the topic that I've been given, which is the relevance of media in good governance. You see, like all of us are getting worried about what's happening in the country. People are getting cynical. We are protesting. We are writing. We're doing everything possible to sort of say how things are chaotic in this country. And good governance really is the process of arriving at taking the right decisions and ensuring that they're actually executed in the right manner for the majority. I think Mr. Nikam mentioned Mark Tully mentioned about the Pune traffic situation. And I'm just going to share an experience with my friends who are from outside. Because on the 1st of November this year, in 2012, Punekars really created history. And this is an example which I want to share, because this example, please listen very carefully, because after this whole thing happened, I know you heard all Nitin Gadkari ji, who said, it's not about getting tickets in politics, you have to work hard. He himself was pasting posters, and now he's the party president, rose up the ranks. But I'm going to let you on a secret as to how to get a political ticket. Because after this incident which happened, several parties actually offered me to contest for elections. But although I've refused that, because I'm not worthy of this opportunity, but I'm going to let you on this. You see, when you've come to Pune, you've seen the traffic, and all of us are fed above it. So what do? As a media, if you talk of governance, what should we do? We write about the administration, we curse the politicians, we do everything possible, maybe even take out protests. But is it really going to help? So we decided to do something different. And the first thing we started was participation. We got all the stakeholders of the city, everyone to participate and talk to us in understanding what is this problem. If we all are agreeing that this is a problem, we all need a solution, why is it that we can't get this solution? So when we started participating in discussions, we started coming to various options, various solutions. Everybody was passionate about what the solution should be. Somebody said, remove all the cars from the road. Somebody said, get more buses. Someone said, get a metro. Well, finally what we did was, we came to the second point, which was consensus. We said, okay, there are many solutions. Let's just agree on one aspect, which all of us can build to a consensus. And that was that we'll get an efficient public transport system. The buses in Pune need to be better, and we need more buses. The third area that we focused on was accountability. Because it's very important that whatever we planned, we wanted all of us to be accountable for whatever we are doing, whatever we are going to be proposing. So we prepared a plan where we knew who's going to be accountable for what if this whole initiative had to be brought to light. The fourth thing we got was transparency. We ensured that we kept on communicating with our audiences, that we had these meetings, here's what's happening. It was a very, very transparent process. And when I mentioned about the participation as the first point, we ensured that every political party, everybody participated. We didn't have this prejudice or a bias that these are not good people, they have some vested interests. Everyone was involved. So we had participation, we had consensus, we had accountability, we had transparency. Then we decided to test the response of the people. And we started moving out of our cabins. The media, the reporters, the editors, including myself, we started moving out and addressing people almost like public rallies, just as the way politicians do. Because I believe that somewhere journalism, we were stuck in just sitting on the table and doing telephone journalism, taking an interview over the telephone. And we had forgotten the connect with the masses. So we went out in the masses. And you know, the first response we got was from the slums. The Slum Association, the domestic association of women who basically are doing housekeeping services, they came in and they said, we want to contribute to this cause by donating 31,000 rupees. All of them collected, and the slums, they contributed 31,000. After that, the Panwalas came together. They contributed. You will not imagine that the people at the grassroots level, when we went and started addressing them, they were so thrilled, ecstatic. They were saying that not only do we want to do something about it, but here's our money. They are the first ones who came and participated. So we had a very, very good response from the people at large. We wanted to make sure that this was very equitable and inclusive. So we started from not isolating anybody. So on one side we went to the slums, on the other side we went to Mr. Rahul Bajaj as well. And when we said that we want to do this whole initiative where everybody on the 1st of November should travel on a bus. We want to hire buses. We want your support. So Mr. Bajaj's family, when I went to their home for dinner after the event, his daughter-in-law came and complained, and he said, do you know what you've done? On that day, all of us had to travel by bus because Papa had said nobody will be allowed to use the car. So the Bajaj family, the rich, the poor, everybody, most of the members here who are from Pune on the dais and those who are here would have traveled on the bus on that day. We had a phenomenal, inclusive and equitable response. But we were very clear because we knew that people will ask us, what will happen after the 1st of November? You'll do this for one day? Is it a gimmick? Are you doing this with some vested interest? And we knew that we had to prepare a long-term plan. So what we did was we asked Tata Motors and Ashok Leyland, both the companies who were actually going to supply the buses at some point in time, to prepare, along with the help of other authorities who were experts in this field, including the NGOs. We got all the NGOs to come on one platform and agree on one common voice, which I think was the biggest achievement for us. Everybody came together and we prepared a 3-year plan. We said, okay, how are we going to raise the funds? How are we going to reduce the fares? How are we going to make this more efficient? How are we going to increase the efficiency? How are we going to address the issues of the drivers, the conductors? What are the problems that they're facing? Where do we get the excess land from? What is the corporation's problem? What is the legal issue here? All this was prepared before we even launched the activity. And we said every 1st of the month, we'll have a monthly target for the next 3 years where we will try to get rid of this traffic problem once and for all. And we will monitor as a media on a monthly basis, and we will report to the public at large as to what the progress is. And over the last 2 months, since November, 90% of whatever we have decided is happening and is on track. And finally, we have to do all this by following the rule of law. You will be pleasantly surprised that when we got all these stakeholders participating, I was worried and I said, what if somebody goes to court and files a PIL or an RTI or says that who are you people to take this initiative and stall this whole process? Before I even approached the lawyers and the judges, they had invited me in the courts, and you will be pleasantly surprised that when the lawyers and the judges told me that can you organize a bus because there's no bus stop near where we stay, we all are going to go travel on the bus on the same day, I knew that not a single lawyer will take up a case to stop this issue. So the judiciary, the executive, the legislature, everyone, the bureaucrats, we had police, 2,500 police on that day on their own on the road. That was a day where Pune witnessed 0 accidents, 0 on that day. Never in the history of Pune had we witnessed something like this. We saved fuel for about 30%. Pollution was reduced by 6 to 8%. You had little children when we were traveling in the buses, school children, slum holders, NGOs, every possible stakeholder that you can imagine. Everybody forgot about who they were, what they were. We had almost a kilometer line where people from all walks of life were trying to meet us, meet our editors, reporters. And it was an experience which I believe is going to be the future of this country. This is a model that if it can work in Pune, trust me, it can work anywhere in this country. So the only thing that I would like to request all of you is that there is a way, there is a ray of hope. If the young and the old and everybody, all of us come together, if an honest intent is there, people will realize that this is an honest intent. On the social networking side, none of them said that there was a problem or whatever. Everybody was supportive. Everybody was praising this whole initiative. It was not something that the media had done on its own, but it was a collective way of going forward. And I think, to me, the good governance as a role of the media, this is an experience that now we're trying to expand to say, can we do this across the state to begin with? And hopefully, if this is a model which we can work at a statewide level, and as we get solutions, maybe we can also replicate it across the country. So thank you very much, and Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.